Hello, my most amazing artists. Last week, we started making realistic self-portraits inspired by the artist Kehinde Wiley, and that means that we are trying to make things proportionate. We folded our big paper in half and worked on the lower half, creating a proportionate self-portrait. That means making a head, eyes, eyebrows, nose, mouth, ears, neck, and shoulders that are close to the size that they are in real life. We learned how to divide the face up to make the T, where to put the eyes, nose, mouth, and details. Once you were done with those, you can outline them with a Sharpie. I used a thin Sharpie marker because I had a lot of details. Now, today, because we read the book Hair Love, we get to work on, that's right, you guessed it, the hair. So today, there's going to be inside that pot so many different hairstyles. You'll have tons to choose from and that you could try to relate to your own. If you can't find your own hairstyle, well, that's okay because you can invent your own. Now, the thing about this hairstyle, though, it's going to be a little crazier than the one on the guide. Because I have the whole top half of my paper empty, I'm going to make my hair go crazy and go up like I'm hanging upside down and all that hair is hanging. So I'm going to make my hair go crazy. Now I have long hair, so I'm going to do mine all the way to the edges of the pages and all over. I'm separating the space with lots of lines. If you have short hair, you can still make it going in an upward direction towards the top of your paper, but maybe yours is curly and those lines start to wiggle instead of being a little bit wavy like mine are. Maybe yours is straight and you just draw straight lines going every which direction, just like it would look like if you hung your head upside down. If you have short, straight hair, maybe that just sticks right up then if you were hanging upside down. Think about it. If you hung upside down, what does your hair do? It's going to be a crazy hair day, and I'm spreading out my hair everywhere. Now, you'll notice that I started going over my lines with a thick Sharpie. I did that by accident. I should have matched the same Sharpie that I drew my face shape with and outlined all my face details with. I should have matched to what I drew the hair with after I did it with pencil, because then it doesn't draw your attention away from anything else. So if I decide to use a thin Sharpie on the face, I should also use a thin Sharpie on the hair. That was my mistake, but I turned it into a happy accident by just going ahead and outlining all of the important contour lines, or most important lines, outlines, with that thick Sharpie too. It's okay, I fixed it. Not the best or not perfect, but nobody's perfect, and I turned my mistake into a happy accident. Now I'm going crazy and my hair is going to go all over the paper, even down behind my neck and shoulders, because I have a lot of hair. Now, if you do not have a lot of hair, you can still make it going upwards towards the top of the paper. You can still separate the sections like this. And even if you don't have hair, say if your hair is buzz cut or very short, very, very short, what you could do is still draw your hairline. Everyone has one. And then just draw these lines, because these lines that are going to be around your head, even if you have short hair and it's not all your hair, these lines are going to be to draw some Zentangles. So even if you have very short hair, you can still continue lines around your hair or around your head that create a Zentangle. So I broke up the space around my face. That rhymes. I broke up the space around my face to put my Zentangle patterns in. Zentangles are any pattern that repeats again and again. It's supposed to be meditative and relaxing as you're doing these patterns. You can make anything up that repeats, like lines or shapes. It could be a zigzag line, a squiggly line. It could be polka dots. It could be zigzags. It could be triangles. Whatever it is, you can fill in each section with a different Zentangle pattern. I had really, really big sections for my hair, so I had a lot of room and had to switch up my pattern so I didn't get bored. But say if you have very thin braids or dreads and you were creating those all over, well, then that would be easy to do one Zentangle pattern in each of those little sections of hair. So it's up to you and what you create for your hair. I broke mine up into a lot of big sections, so I have a lot of work to do. That is up to what you decide to do for your crazy hair day. I'm going to fill mine with Zentangle patterns and work on this. Now notice I am using Sharpie. That's because Zentangling takes a lot of little details. If I were to do that with pencil, I would probably run out of time and never be able to go over top of it with Sharpie marker. Because I'm confident in my Zentangling and I know that I'm not going to get upset if I make a mistake, I can turn it into a happy accident. That's why I'm able to use the Sharpie. I'm just going for it. portrait. I can change anything that I don't like into a happy accident. And maybe I'll make this side checkerboard. So again, you can look at that guide, the Zentangle guide on your table. You could look at the hair drawing guides, the portrait drawing guides. You've got all kinds of guides today to create the rest of your portrait with your eyes, eyebrows, nose, mouth, ears, neck, shoulders, shirt. And then you can look at what you can do for your hair. You've got all of those guides and variety. After you draw your hairline and your hair that represents you best and break up the space, you can Zentangle. Next week, we will talk about how we can finish these, because I know I'm not going to finish. Zentangling takes a lot of time and effort. I'm going to talk about how next week we can finish these and then paint them so that we can get the right colors of us and even our hair, or maybe some imaginary ones too for fun. All right, my amazing artists, I cannot wait to see what awesome things you create on your portrait. Have fun creating your crazy but beautiful hair that we should all love. All right, artists, have fun.